Kwame and Ego lived in a small African village. They were very poor. They are struggling to make ends meet. Kwame and Ego had a very beautiful daughter named Omar. They have always hoped that their daughter will marry a very rich man, so it will lighten their situation and help them out. Omar is a very beautiful girl who didn't have the opportunity to go to school like others because of lack of funds. She also didn't have a luxury life, but she's also a very smart girl. Omar was loved by everyone in the village because of her friendly nature. She was an industrious girl and generally smart. One day, a rumor spread about a rich old man, Babashola. Babashola was a very wealthy man in the village who just lost his wife, though nobody really knew about his source of income. It was said he used his wife for money ritual, but it was just mere speculation. Nobody was really sure about that. Babashola was looking for a wife. Kwame and Ego, upon hearing about Babashola, saw this as their perfect opportunity to escape poverty. They started looking for ways to connect their daughter Omar to Babashola. They informed their daughter of their desire for her to get Babashola into marrying her. Omar, they said, you know God answers prayers in different ways. This is the opportunity to take us out of this poverty. You have to marry Babashola. Papa, we don't really know this man. It doesn't matter, my daughter. Who cares about his source of wealth? They hastily decided to send Omar to marry Babashola, hoping for a better life. Omar was very hesitant, but obeyed her parents' wishes. They informed Babashola of their daughter, and he took an interest in her immediately. After all, Omar was a very beautiful girl. He swept Omar off her feet, and Omar married the wealthy man, Babashola. Omar moved to her husband's house, and life began. She started seeing a different side to this man she married. It wasn't long before Omar realized that she didn't really know Babashola that much, but she waved it off and felt like it was all in her head. Babashola hits Omar at the slightest provocation. He doesn't value her opinion. He says to her, "You silly woman, have you seen this kind of thing in your entire life? I know you are here because of my money. All you want is money, and I have it. Take it." He gives her money, but Omar cries at the lack of affection in the house. She complained to her parents, but the parents simply told her that to obey her husband. They even blamed her for the husband hitting her because of the numerous gifts Babashola showers them with. Omar, with a heavy heart, kept enduring and looking forward to how to help the situation. Babashola became very secretive about all his activities and started spending a lot of time away from home. He hides and receives calls and has as many phones as possible, which doesn't sit well with Omar, but she kept managing her marriage. Anytime she asks questions, Babashola tells her it's none of her business and adds, "Do you want money?" Some days, he doesn't even come home at all and doesn't even tell Omar where he is. One day, some group of young men started looking for Babashola. They couldn't find him, and even in his home, as he has gone out for one of his numerous secret visits, they visited Omar's parents' house and demanded to see Babashola. Omar's father, looking so worried, told them he doesn't know where Babashola is. They didn't believe him, and they decided to take Kwame with them to the police station till Omar surrendered himself. They were a group of men whom Babashola had swindled. Babashola is into financial crime. one of the ways he makes his illicit money. This group of men accused Kwame of being an accomplice to Babashola, his son-in-law, since he started living a good life. "You silly man," they said, "you collect expensive gifts from him without truly knowing how he gets this money. You are in for it." That was when it dawned on Kwame and Ego that they were really in trouble, but they didn't know what to do. They informed their daughter Omar. Omar didn't really know where her husband is, but she persevered. She gathered some money to settle the people her husband Babashola is owing and was able to free her parents from custody. Her parents were completely regretting their action of bringing such person into their family. They discovered that Babashola riches were not earned through the honest means, and those people holding them are his victims. He was involved in deceitful dealings, taking advantage of the vulnerable to amass his wealth. Omar, trapped in a loveless marriage, endured the hardship silently. However, her compassion led her to secretly help those affected by Babashola's action. She became a source of hope for those oppressed in the village. One day, words reached Babashola about Omar's compassionate act. Enraged by Omar's action, he confronted her, demanding an explanation. Omar courageously stood her ground, expressing her disapproval of his unjust action, and Omar told him she was going back to her parents' home. She went home with some clear evidence she gathered and reported her husband Babashola to the village elders. In a surprising turn of events, the village elders, who had long been aware of Babashola's, decided to intervene. They exposed his dishonest practices with the evidence they had, bringing justice to the oppressed. Babashola faced consequences of his action, and the wealth he had wrongly gained was redistributed to those he had harmed. Omar began to heal and rebuild her life. She found a job and started saving her money. She also found a new sense of purpose, helping others who had been taken advantage of by unscrupulous people like her ex-husband. One day, a handsome young man came to town. He was kind and caring, and he took an interest in her. They got to know each other, and she realized that she had found true love. They got married and lived happily ever after. The girl's parents were overjoyed to see her happy again, and the village was delighted to have a new honest and honorable man. The village, once divided by greed and injustice, began to heal. In the end, Omar's courage and compassion not only liberated her from a life of misery, but also brought positive change to the entire community. The moral of this story is that it is important to take the time to truly get to know someone before making a commitment. Omar learned the hard way that a person's wealth or status is not a true measure of their character. She also learned that even when things seem hopeless, there is always a way forward with the support of family and friends. The journey might be difficult, but it is worth it in the end. True wealth lies in kindness, honesty, and standing up against injustice. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed our video and you've watched up to this point, we are so grateful to have you here. Subscribe to the channel and don't forget to share our stories with family and friends. And stick around till we see you again in our next story. Goodbye.